welcome back to another video. And this is a very exciting one. I've been wanting to make this video for a long time, but I never make an everything I made video before the end of the year. Because a lot of people seem to make them around Christmas, but I really want to use the full year, because if I finish something between Christmas and the New Year, it will never be spoken of. Unless it's in a podcast. So that is, yeah, I think that's that. So I am always waiting until the year is past, and I'm sure I'm not gonna finish anything else. So that is what we're gonna do. Today we're gonna talk about all the things I've either knit or crocheted in 2025. I will put them in categories instead of orders. So we'll do sweaters, then summer garments, and then accessories. Some of the things I made as gifts, so I don't own anymore, so I will pop a quick picture up, and we're not going to talk about those too much. But this is just an overview of everything I made. Things, the yarns I use, we're going to talk about. And if I would do something different, if I get wear out of them, stuff like that. I am going to try everything on. There is a dress, so that is hard to see. I will put pictures of stuff on there as well, just so you can see how stuff fits. But I think that's it. That is what we're gonna do today. Just to be very, very clear, I am a slow knitter and a mediocre crocheter, speed-wise. I have been home from January up till October because of sickness. So I have been home for 9 months. 10-ish. Somewhere in the 10 it started. Without any, I couldn't do a lot except for knitting and crochet. So what you see here is my full-time knitting for most of the year. And I still haven't made as many garments as some people on the internet. So if you see these videos and think, oh, I could never do that much, don't you worry about it. This is not a video to compare. This is just a video for me to talk about everything I made and if I wear it or not. Just a reflection on the year, so I can do it differently next year. There will be a video coming out after this with my plans for the new year, because I definitely learned some stuff. I'm still debating on making that a different video, so I think I will. So you just get the full scope. This is not for comparison. I don't care if you're knitting way faster than I am or way slower. We all do this on its own pace. As long as you're having fun with your knitting or crocheting, you're doing it right. This is not for comparison. This is just, look what I made. I'm proud of it. And did I actually wear it though? That kind of stuff. Apparently in 2025 I made 19 things. I do not have them all with me. Out of those 19 things, I have 9 things with me. 10 projects were for me, but I've lost the one. We'll talk about that later. So let's start with sweaters first. To get started off with, what I'm wearing is not something I made in 2025, but I wanted something neutral. That was not supposed to be in this video. This is a crochet ribbed quarter zip sweater that I designed myself because I could not find a pattern. However, somewhere this year I have seen a pattern for something extremely similar. Unfortunately, I forgot to save it because I already have this sweater. But you can now find a pattern on the internet like this for crochet if you would like to. If you want to knit this sweater instead, I would highly recommend I have said this so many times. It is one of the sweaters I am planning to knit. It's the Lusk Sweater by Crocheted. That's where this design is based on, so if you want to knit it, that's where you go. This year I made 5 garments and 3 of those are actual sweaters. So let's put the first one on. This is my Lusk Sweater by the Crocheted. This is originally a T pattern, but she gives you a full page of modification options and long sleeve is one of them, so you don't have to do any mod. It is all done for you. So you can basically either make a tee or a sweater, and this time around I decided to make a sweater. I made this out of Katya Basic Merino, which is 52% virgin wool and 48% acrylic, which I didn't realize. So I was very anxious about the acrylic in there. I should not have been. I wear this loads all the time. So much so that I wore it like maybe 5 times before I even blocked it, because I was putting it on all the time. Unfortunately for me, it fitted a tiny bit better before blocking. Before blocking it was perfect. My sleeves came to here. And I have a feeling that the body was a tiny bit longer before blocking. Now it sits like this, and I felt like it was like this, which I prefer. Unfortunately, the sleeves grow a lot with blocking, even though I put it back. And everything is that in other sweaters, my sleeves have shrunk. So I made them a bit longer, like exactly the length where I want. Like if it was a bit shorter, then it wouldn't matter. But now it is actually a bit too long. I don't think I mind it. But the dimensions of this sweater were perfect, and by blocking it, it changed slightly. And now it's not perfect anymore, but I still love this. This is very soft. The Basic Merino from Katya is very soft, and the colors are the Wednesday Yarn Countdown to Halloween from Atelier Wool Base, which is superwash merino sock yarn. It's soft. And this is actually a sweater I can wear on bare skin, which is very, very rare for me. I'm very sensitive. Yeah, so this is definitely a win. I wear this all the time. I would highly recommend either this pattern or these yarns. I do not have issues with the acrylic. I usually have cold sweat when I wear acrylic stuff, but not in this case. So I think this is the higher quality acrylic that you never know if you get it. But with this one, apparently you get it. So this was a success of the year. And I'm pretty sure I will be making more Lusk sweaters. Let's move on to the other sweater that was for me and I actually fit. Let's change. This is the warm-up sweater. And I could not find the designer name for the life of me right now. I don't know what's the problem. I know I've said it before, so I don't know why I can't find it now. This is probably the warmest sweater I have. I knitted it with Concept by Katya, Lumi, but you know, in the blue instead of the pink. This is what I have left with the bottom band. So this is 75% wool and 25% polyamide, because it is officially a sock yarn, but it is a sport weight. And I also use Lana Grossa Bella, which is cotton, alpaca, nylon and wool. This is a mohair replacement because I cannot handle mohair, and this is my absolute favorite mohair replacement. This is so soft. I love it. Unfortunately, this is not a sweater I can wear bare skin. I was hoping I could because of the Bella, because it is so soft, and the ripped pink sweater that I was wearing in the beginning of this video is made with a sock yarn Bella, and I can wear that on bare skin. But I think it is either because this is a raglan instead of a dropped shoulder, or because there is no quarter sleeve. And this is the part where it itches the most. That is usually the case. So I really do like this sweater though. It is the warmest I have because I've knitted it with a sport weight, and it is actually on an Aran gauge, so that is probably why it's so warm. Well, I wear this a lot, but it is definitely a sweater I can only wear on colder days. And after a few wears, I think like 10, this color stood up a bit like this. So I just recently washed it again, and now we're fine, which is very good to see. Otherwise, I have not depilled anything or anything. This is just how it looks. What I like about this sweater is the closed off neckline, so you can definitely not see if I put anything underneath it, which I tend to do with my knitted sweaters because a lot of them I cannot wear on bare skin. So I really enjoyed that part. I do enjoy the length. However, I think raglan shape is not totally for me because I do like my sweaters oversized, and because I made them oversized, the raglan is deeper than I would like. I would like it to be here. I could have probably changed that, but I didn't know how exactly, so I didn't want to take the chance. So I do think a drop shoulder looks better on me, but I like it, and I really, really enjoy this color. I do get compliments for this color. So yeah, overall I would knit it again. And I'm having a good time with this. But it is a sweater that I can only wear when it is truly cold. And not like, summer has been too long. It is fall, I now want to wear knit sweaters because that ain't happening. So this is the last sweater that I can wear though. The third sweater was for a neighbor, and unfortunately is definitely a fail. I made my favorite adventure sweater. This is how it looked. So it came out great, and it fitted, and it was very, very nice. I've made this with Black Friday sock yarn by Hobie. This is a super wash sock yarn. It is nice. Unfortunately, they don't make it anymore in the Black Friday thing, but I have a feeling that the disco yarn, sock yarn from Hobie, is exactly the same. And I also used merino sock yarn from Atelier Wool Base, which is the blue stripes. Unfortunately, I, for the life of me, decided to soak this in warmer water than usual and let it sit for longer. I don't know why I did it. I have never done that before. I always use cold water. And it make the stripes bleed, which, you know, with a very dark blue and a white yarn can happen if you mistreat it like I did. So that is extremely unfortunate. So I decided to over dye it in navy blue, and this is how it looks now. Unfortunately, the dye is not even at all, so I don't think it's wearable. There are some definitely white spots, and you can see it really well off camera too, because the camera usually highlights contrast. But yeah, it is terrible in real life too. So I don't think this is wearable. I really wanted to save it. It wasn't wearable because of the bleeding, and I tried to save it by dyeing, but I think my pen was too small, and that is why it is dyed uneven, because otherwise the dye took really well to the yarn. And I don't think this is pretty to make a pillow cover by, because that is what I was maybe wanting to do with the stripes, and then decided to recolor it because she is a navy blue wearer. So I was like, yeah, if we paint it navy blue with a bit of black in it, because the other yarn had black in it as well, it's gonna be so much fun. But unfortunately, some places aren't dyed as well. I might be able to fix that. The company I purchased the dye for does have a method of dyeing with brushing it on, as well as in the pulp like I did. So maybe I can brush it on, but I have used the dye that I had, so I need to buy new dye. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it yet. I think I have to take this with me someday to a knitting fair where, you know, the dyer is that sells the dye, and then see if we could fix that or not. Yeah, so this is my biggest flop of the year. Unfortunately, it was supposed to be a gift too, so I feel extra bad about it, but it is what it is and I can't help it. I did really try my best though. Let's move on to summer garments. This year I made 2 summer garments, a dress as a shirt. So let's put the dress on first. This is the Piper Pocket dress by Tinderbox. I have knitted this with Hobie Seashell. This is a 40% cotton, 35% viscose and 25% linen blend. And this is the sole reason I wanted to learn how to crochet. Unfortunately, it did not turn out as great as I wanted it to. As you can see, there is a lot of puckering on the neckline. I have tried to put elastic in it to help it out, but it doesn't really. The elastic might be too tight, but it was gaping first, now it doesn't gape. I am not happy with the neckline whatsoever. And I don't know what went wrong. And fixing it with elastic is not working as well as I have knitted this dress on a pretty tight gauge. That is, you know, you're supposed to do that. If it makes sense. It is a bit too stiff for my liking. It is not as bad like in the body, but the skirt, if you wiggle it like this, it's not that bad actually. But I don't know, it hangs a bit stiffer than I would like. I like swirly dresses, and this is obviously not a swirly dress. Part of it is the pattern, part of it is probably the gauge that you had to use. So I would like to make another dress. This is crocheted, and I don't mind crocheting or knitting another dress, but I would like it to be more flowy. And if you have any tips on how to rescue this neckline, I would love to know. I might just need to undo it and knit, you know, and crochet on top, but the decreases, I don't know how to calculate them, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you can help me out with this one, I would love to, because otherwise I love it. I love how the fabric feels. Currently I'm wearing something underneath because I was wearing that. It might not have been the smartest move. But it feels nice. This yarn isn't as enjoyable as the other summer yarn I've tried, but it feels nice enough. It feels a bit stiffer than the other one. And I'm not sure if that is yarn or gauge. Probably a bit of both. But I like it. It keeps me cool. And if I finish this neckline, I will wear it a ton. And now I've just worn it a few times because I'm really proud of, you know, the fact that I've been able to make my own dress, and that I took the time and the patience to do that. But yeah, the neckline definitely needs fixing, so please help me out and let me know how. That would be great. Let's move on to the other summer knit, which is a tee. This is my Lusk tee. This was the first Lusk I made, and I have been obsessed ever since. This must be my favorite pattern of the year. Did this everything for me. And I don't even know really why. First of all, this is the pattern that I've really cemented that I love drop shoulder and how it fits on me. So that was already one plus. The second one is the gauge. It is a 70 stitch gauge, the same as Freya Bea's other tee, the Tosta tee. And the gauge is so drapey. It's almost like when you knit and you hold it onto the light, it's see-through. But when you wear it, it is not. It is very light. It is so nice on my skin, and part of that is gauge, but it is also part yarn. I have used Friends Cotton Silk by Hobie. This is so far my favorite summer yarn. I do not have a lot of experience with summer yarns. This is my first time knitting for summer. But it is 70% cotton and 23% silk. It is so soft. Unfortunately, the color selection on this one is not great. And I wish they did it, because it is a Friends yarn, so usually they have loads of color options, but this has under 10, I believe. So I wish they just had a 26 or 27 they do normally, because I would buy that yarn in any pretty color I see and knit me some t-shirts and tops and everything. This yarn is amazing. It feels so nice. I can wear this on bare skin every day. I really want to. Like, it feels so nice. Then I really like the shoulder details of the Lusk tee. I love this pattern. It went by quick. It was fun to make. And that is why I casted on another one as a sweater. And I am currently working on a fingering one sweater as well. I have bought yarn for another fingering sweater. One pattern didn't work out, and I decided, well, I could also do it in a Lusk. Everything right now it's always like, or I could do the Lusk. I absolutely love this pattern. So yeah, if you only pick one summer pattern, try the Lusk tee by Rebecca Clow. If you are a person that feels like raglan does work better for you than drop shoulder, try the Tolsta. It is the same gauge and it's a raglan, so it's probably gonna work out incredibly well. Yeah, I enjoy this so much. This is definitely my favorite pattern. I've worn this t-shirt a lot. I do not have a lot of cardigans in my wardrobe, so I definitely need to make one. But I feel like I could wear this under a cardigan. And I've worn it in summer. I finished it at the end of summer. So I've not been able to wear it as much in summer as I would like to. But next year, this is gonna be worn way too much in summer. If you only see me in this shirt, people, I'm sorry. But that's why. Everything about this, I love. I love the yarn. I love the gauge. I love the pattern. I love the fit. Yeah. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Let's move on to socks. This year I made 6 pairs of socks and I've only got one with me. That is because these pairs are all gifted already. I usually make just plain vanilla stockinette socks as gifts. They're received well. I really enjoy doing them. But this year I have decided, this year. But this year I've decided to not do it anymore. I'm not going to knit socks for gifts this year. I really could use more hand knitted socks. I would like to have at least 14 pairs for myself, just so I can switch them out a lot of the time, and I have a pair to wear daily, before I have to wash them all again. And I have knitted more socks for other people than myself, and I love wearing hand knitted socks. So I decided that this year is gonna be about me and my socks. All the socks I would like to knit are for myself. It is not fully possible, but because I still have a pair of socks on needles that were supposed to be a Christmas gift. And I've decided to make it a birthday gift, but that is also in January. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it. But yeah, that is one pair that I, have on my needles as a gift. But the rest, I would like to knit myself many, many socks this year. Last year I've knitted 2 pairs of socks for myself. This one, which didn't work out great. It was Hobie Halloween sock yarn. And I like the yarn, but I decided to make ankle socks toe up. And you know, after the feet, I did a few rows, I like 10 stockinette, and then immediately did the ribbing. The first sock I didn't bind off correctly, so it is not stretchy enough to put over my heels. I can put it on my heels, over my heels, but it hurts a bit. Like, I really have to put my finger in and, you know, tug at it hard. So it hurts a bit. The other one I did with a stretchy bind off, which worked way better. So that is what I would definitely do next time. But unfortunately, when I wear these and if I walk, they slip off. So these socks aren't really wearable for me. And I could not find them for that reason too. I don't know where they are. They're just not wearable. So next time I think I have to do more stockinette before I do the ribbing. But I really wanted to have my ankle sock as low as possible. I decided to make these ankle socks based on this pair of socks. Like I said, I do not wash or peel the stuff before I show it to you in this video. So the soles of these socks are a bit dirty, but they have been in the wash machine. I found it that, look, see, they're a bit dirty. And I noticed that this happened when I hand washed them. So I've decided to now throw them in the wash machine. I have a wool wash program, that's what I use. And it seems to work great. Nothing has peeled on me or is, you know, looking worse for wear right now. I have only been doing it 3 times so far, so obviously we will see if it holds up that well after, you know, many more times. But I think this is not coming off anymore because I didn't immediately put it in the wash machine. I don't know. It is washed in the wash machine, so. These are the little lace socks by Sokke van Pien, which is a Dutch designer. I really love how this pattern looks. And these are ankle socks. So I based the other ankle socks on this pattern. But whereas this has multiple rows for the feet, and I didn't do that. I think that is the problem. I really like these socks, and these ones I wear a lot actually. And these are the only socks I actually also wear both in summer and winter. So these are also perfect for summer, and that is because of my yarn choice. I have chosen Vlotte Sokken wool-free bamboo by Pelana Garn. This is 70% acrylic, 33% viscose, and 7% polyester. This is the viscose is from bamboo. So this is a bamboo sock yarn. I love it. It is super soft. It regulates my temperature very well, so I can wear it both in summer and winter. So I would definitely like to get more bamboo sock yarn or summery sock yarns. Maybe just cotton or something, I don't know yet. To see if I can make more ankle socks that I can actually wear in summer as well. So that is the plan. I just want to make loads of socks this year. Both for summer, but also have enough that I can wear them daily in winter. Because I enjoy wearing knitted socks so much. So this is a new thing I learned this year. So definitely a success. Bamboo sock yarn. And then I have 2 shawls and a hat. The hat you have seen before. It is the Stitch Witch hat that I made for my Stitch Witch audiobook and knitting and crocheting club. Every 2 months we pick books to listen to together, as well as a project we make together. The last project has been a hooded scarf. And this pattern is called a practical witch hat. And you knit it first and then you felt it. And the felting has been problematic That is for sure. The felting definitely was not easy. And that is because of my yarn choice. I bought wool yarn. It says wool on the label, but apparently it is superwash, because when I looked it back in the store I bought, it was superwash, which it is Drops Charisma. Drops Charisma does not felt well, so I would highly recommend that you pick a yarn that is absolutely definitely not superwash. Even if the label doesn't say superwash, maybe check it still, because that is what I did wrong. And that made it hard. That's why I need to use a brim. I had to put wire in the brim. That is something she does on one head, and on the other she doesn't. But it has holes a bit in it now. So it is not as pretty as I would like it to be. But it's pretty enough, and I use it. But specifically for my Stitch Witch videos, so not as it's not a daily hat for me, people. I wish, but unfortunately no. And then I made 2 scarves. One is crochet and one is knitted. This one is the crochet version. This is the Lift Your Spirits scarf shawl. I love this. You have one with 1 ghostie and one with 2 ghosties. I was intending to do the 2 ghostie one, but actually it got extremely large. Like this is how it is. And then you had to make half of the ghostie, and then the ghost body would be alone. Like this is how it looks with the 2 ghost version. But since this is already under my belly button, when wearing it like this, I felt like it is long enough, and I cut it off. This is made with Halloween Dahlia by Hobie. That is a hard yarn to work with. It is basically 4 strands of sewing thread, cotton sewing thread. I feel like it's probably not that, but that is the best comparison I can get width-wise, and it is not wound together, they're just loose, so your hook easily gets snatched into it. It was not the funnest experience to crochet. Also, every row is different. You only repeat it 4 times, so before I, got the repeat in my head, we had to do something else. So this took me almost 3 years, because I had to look at every single row, every single stitch, what to do in a pattern. But I love the end result. The yarn is super soft. It is very, very drapey. I really, really like it. I would like to wear a t-shirt out of this yarn. And with a bead on it, it is not as hard to work with as it is without a bead. The bead definitely helped. So I think I will work with this yarn again, but it is not for the faint of heart. It is 100% cotton, and it feels really nice. Unfortunately, I just did not have enough of the Dahlia Halloween. So for 2 rows, I had to use a random gray sock yarn that I had left. But I am very, very pleased that I finally finished this. I love the colors in the yarn, and I love the ghosties in the shawl. I do get loads of compliments when I wear this to work, because I work with teenagers and a lot of them are into Halloween and horror movies. It was worth it in the end, but I don't think I would do this project, this pattern again. It is just too much of a fuss. I would work with this yarn again, but only with a bead on it. And I am curious to see if knitting or crocheting is worse. Now I've crocheted, so I would like to see if knitting is better or even worse. And that's how I would decide my tea pattern, if it's going to be a knit or crochet one. This color work is called Haunted House, by the way. It felt fitting. And then the last project, actually of the year too, but also of this video. That's what I was intended to say, is the Easy Now shawl by Miriam Molenbeek. This is how it looks. I do not have enough cramps, so I had to use single pins. So if you see points, that is because of how I blocked it. This is a shawl with lace pattern and then garter stitch, and there is a single line in the middle that I really, really enjoy. The pattern is in DK weight. I made it in fingering weight. With 2 skeins of the Hobie Black Friday sock yarn again, because I felt like this color just fitted the pattern so well. And I test knitted this for Miriam and she said that I could do it in fingering weights, which I'm very, very grateful for. I love how it looks. This pattern looks amazing. I really enjoy this scarf. I unfortunately did not have enough yarn to do the picot bind off. That looks so cute. I did it on a hair accessory that I gifted to a friend. I also made this year. This is the Easy Now shawl by Miriam Molenbeek, but very small, and then bind it off with a picot etching and you have a nice hair accessory. I would recommend this pattern. It is a Dutch designer, but the pattern is in English. And there are video tutorials, but I think these are both in Dutch as well as in English. It's so drapey. I really, really like it. Honestly, I have bounded this off a few days ago and I just got it off the blocking mat. So I have not been able to wear it yet. I will now. This is a scarf I will be wearing now during winter. Yeah, I'm going to wear this daily. When I have to go out, I'm wearing a scarf and this is gonna be it. I just enjoy it. I like it. This is how it looks on. So that was most of what I made in 2025. I have made some baby gifts, but they're gone now. Obviously, I have finished unfinished projects still laying in project bags around. I am still working on some things, but this is mainly the garments and accessories I've made in 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, there will be a video out coming soon about everything I've learned in 2025, knitting and crocheting wise, as well as my plans for the new year. I'm trying to set realistic goals, so we'll see how that goes. So if you would like to not miss out on these videos, don't forget to subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified when they come out. Like if you did like this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.